Kim, you're definitely going to be going to my wedding, aren't you? You better show up. I gave wedding invitations to everyone in our department. Having anyone not show up would be, like, the most embarrassing thing in the world.
Hello, Mary. Again, I want to congratulate you on getting married. It sounds like it's going to be an exceptionally exciting time for you. Also, I received the invitation, and it was truly wonderful. Beautiful and magnificent coloring. I'm flattered for receiving such a high-class invitation. However, I do have to apologize. Due to a prior arrangement that I cannot change, I will unfortunately be unable to make the wedding ceremony.
What? You're going to skip out on the wedding? But I'm your cute, friendly coworker that has been teaching you all of the ropes. But you're going to bail on my wedding? I even went through the trouble of getting you a nice wedding invitation sent and everything.
I really am appreciative of being invited to your wonderful wedding. However, I am really sorry that I can't go. There is something happening on that day that I can't possibly change to another date.
What could a 50-some-year-old lady have to do that is so important that it can't be moved for someone's wedding? Could you please not make up some strange excuse just so you don't have to go to my wedding?
I'm sorry?
Not only that, but you're a divorcee. You don't have any children. You don't even have a husband. What could you possibly have planned on that day? I bet the only reason that you don't want to go is that you're jealous. You don't want to have some pretty 20-year-old flaunting their happiness in your face. Really, Kim, any self-respecting adult would never make such a sad excuse just to cover up their own ego.
I'm not making up excuses nor anything of the sort. Even 52-year-old single divorcees have plans for their holidays, whether they have kids or not. If there were no plans on that day, then I would gladly come and celebrate your wedding with you.
Wow. You're still sticking to that shameless lie of having something planned on that day? Come on. A lie as thin as that, anyone can see straight through it. No matter how jealous of a single old lady you have become, casting your miserable view upon other people is just rude. You're really going to put it as far as missing out on your beautiful coworker's wedding? That's definitely a new low for you.
No, Mary. It's really nothing like that. I really do have something very important that I have to do on that day. I am sorry that I won't be able to attend, but I can't reschedule.
Nah, you're definitely overselling it. What could some grandma have to do that would be that important? For real, having coffee with your other grandma friends is nowhere near as important as coming to my wedding.
Really, Mary? You're being very rude.
Oh, I'm sorry, Kimberly. Was that a little too much? Could it possibly be, not coffee, but instead some type of a date night? I guess if you are in your 50s, finding someone to actually go on a date with is a pretty big deal, huh? Maybe you could even go speed dating. I heard that sometimes you can find some decent geezers looking for someone when you go speed dating. So that's what you do with all your vacation days, isn't it? Because you're having a hard time thinking about your future, and you don't want it to be all alone.
Aren't you just one of the most understanding people that I've ever met? But no, I don't schedule those types of things on my days off.
Ah, I see. The reason why your husband ran away from you is because how sad and miserable you were. That's also probably why you wouldn't even be able to get any dates at your age, because you were too miserable for anyone to want to be around. I guess I should take back my idea about going on speed dates. It's not like someone like you would be able to find someone anyway.
Okay, Mary. You're going to need to calm down a minute here. I mean, really, you've been making very harsh remarks ever since this conversation started. Not only that, but you've been clearly making fun of my situation, haven't you? Constantly calling me a grandma.
I'm sorry. Is there something wrong with making fun of a 52-year-old divorced grandma? You're such an easy target. Of course people will make fun of you.
Oh, really? You're going to say that?
I guess I shouldn't make too much fun of you. You have one of the saddest stories that I have ever heard. working so hard on getting your house all done perfectly. You even did your best to raise your child to the best of your ability. But then suddenly, on your 50th birthday, you were presented with divorce papers. I mean, that's bad enough. But then it seems that your husband was stolen by someone half your age.
Well, you are right. I was indeed given my divorce papers by my then husband on the day of my birthday. We were married for over 15 years, yet he decided to go ahead and do it on my birthday. But then he even went and decided to introduce me to the person he was cheating on me with. A woman who just barely reached her 30s at the time. However, I don't see how any of that story should give you a reason to make fun of my situation.
Oh no. In fact, not making fun of you is almost impossible when thinking about that whole story. I mean, really, Kimberly. I'm sorry to let you know this, but becoming single at 50, your love life is literally over at that point. But I'll make sure to use your life as an example of exactly what not to do later in life. I'll make sure that my husband doesn't run away from me like yours did. I mean, at least I have the foresight to not marry a man who is such a horrible person. Makes me wonder how you didn't figure out how bad of a person he was.
Well, I wonder about that as well. I mean, I married him after I thought that I knew everything about him, but we can both see how that actually turned out.
Please, Kimberly, don't lump me into the same loser category as you. Any actual good woman knows how to truly find a man that will treat them with respect. More than that, I chose my man after a careful selection of all the suitors that were before me. There's absolutely no chance that he would ever divorce me. You probably already know from the invitation that you received, but we're actually going to be getting married in a pretty famous church. The reason why? My fiancé is a big shot at a nice company and is completely loaded. He even told me that if it would make me happy, he would prepare the best church in the state for our marriage.
Oh, well, that's just lovely of him to do that for you. Now, I really do feel bad for not being able to attend, so I'll send you a congratulatory letter in my absence. If I do that, will you please just forgive me for being unable to attend the ceremony? Whether or not you forgive me doesn't change the fact that I will not be able to attend the wedding due to my prior arrangements.
A beautiful, famous church and a rich groom that you've never seen before? Even then, you still won't come. I mean, really, Kim. I can feel the envy coming through your words. But just because you were divorced doesn't mean you should become so cold-hearted. When you can't even celebrate the happiness of your young, beautiful coworker's wedding, you really have to start looking in the mirror and realize the person that you've become.
I'm sorry. You're saying that I'm being cold-hearted.
Well, whatever excuse that you want to make is just fine with me then. I'll be living the winner's life, while you'll forever be in the loser's corner. That's another reason why you don't want to go, isn't it? You just can't stand seeing someone not turn out as miserable as you.
I have not said anything of the sort. I really don't appreciate how offensive you've been all of this time, Mary. You have a lot of pride, I can see that. As you should. You're going to be having a beautiful wedding with, I assume, a very nice groom. But looking down on me for being a divorcee at my age isn't a good look for you, and I think you know better. However, more than anything, I do want to express my most sincerest wishes for you to have a lovely celebration and wedding.
Then why don't you just stop arguing and come to the wedding? If you really aren't envious of the wedding and you really want me to be happy, then that's the easiest thing to do, right? I am truly looking forward for you to actually come to the wedding.
Mary, like I've been telling you the whole time, there is something that I am doing that day and I simply cannot miss. Not for anything in the world.
Hey, Mom. Sorry for contacting you all of a sudden. On the day of the wedding, would it be possible to get you to come a bit earlier to the church? I want to introduce you to my fiancé before we actually get married.
Certainly. How would an hour and a half before everyone else starts to arrive sound? Would that be fine?
That sounds great. Thanks, Mom. You're a real lifesaver. but I am really sorry for not being able to introduce you to her until the actual wedding day. I was really hoping to get a time set aside for dinner or something between the three of us. But me and her were just way too busy. Nothing was able to fit in everyone's schedules. Again, I'm sorry, Mom.
Oh, honey, don't worry about any of that. I was worried that you may say something like you two were too busy to even have a wedding ceremony. So the fact that you two are actually going through and having a nice wedding at a church is all that I could ask for.
I mean, no matter how busy we may be, of course we're going to be getting married in a church.
Not only that, but even I am hearing that you're having quite the busy time at your job. You were able to get another project started. Is that right?
You heard about that? Yeah, we got another project lined up, making it a little busy lately. The whole time I was thinking that it wouldn't go through and that one of our competitors would end up getting everything.
Well, it's great that you got the client to work for you.
I know, that's why I've been busy pretty much every day. With how busy it is, I've been pretty much throwing all of the wedding preparations onto her. I know it's bad, especially because she also works, so she must be busy as well.
If you really think that way, then make sure to focus on the wedding with all you got. A wedding is seen as one of the best days in a woman's life.
Of course I am doing that. That's actually exactly why I did the whole idea of no limits on getting whatever she wants. I want her to have the wedding of her dreams. I want her to have her dream venue, her dream dress, all of it I'll pay for. As a new husband, I think it is the least that I can do.
If that's the case, then it's most certainly going to turn out to be a great wedding. Well, then, like we just planned, I'll be getting there about an hour and a half early so that we can all properly meet. Make sure to tell her that I'm excited to meet her.
Great, thanks, Mom, I will. She is very cute and a woman who is serious about her job. I'm sure that you and her will hit it off right away. I hope you look forward to seeing her.
Now what's this I see? Oh, isn't that just hilarious? The person who was constantly talking about having previous plans actually decided to show. Whatever happened to those plans that couldn't possibly be moved? I bet you never actually had anything planned in the first place. You were just trying to make up an excuse.
Mary, what is the meaning of this? What are you talking about? Why is it that you're here anyway?
What? Why am I here? That's beyond obvious. I'm here because I'm the bride to the wedding. How could you miss something so obvious?
You're the what?
But forget about that for now. Why is it that you're coming so early? If you read the invitation, you'd know that people don't start arriving until 10. You're over an hour early. What are you thinking? I know. Being an old grandma, your eyes are probably going so bad you couldn't tell the difference between 10 and 8:30. Sorry for not making the invitation more senior-friendly.
Wow. Okay.
Or could Alzheimer's already be kicking in? Has your memory been kind of strange lately? Maybe all the stress of being a 52-year-old divorcee who lives all alone sped up the process. Getting divorced at your age is sad enough, but also getting early onset Alzheimer's? Oh my goodness, you must have it rough. I can't believe how hard it must be to live life as a loser like you.
Mary, please can you stop for a minute? Why is it that I have to constantly be berated by you for no reason? Why do you find it so acceptable to make fun of people in such a despicable way?
Oh, sorry about that, Kim. It's just that you're so boring and sad. Making fun of you just kind of happens.
Really?
Well, anyway, I'm glad you came, no matter the reason. You made sure to bring some gift money with you to the wedding, didn't you? It's a pretty expensive venue, so any amount helps. Also, as your senior at work, I do expect a good amount of gratuity for all the help that I've been giving you.
After all of those insults and making fun of me, you still go ahead and start demanding money. I can't even express in words how rude of a person you are, Mary.
I can't express words because of how much thinking about your sad life is making me laugh. I mean, really, a divorcee grandma actually coming to the wedding? It's hilarious. I know that seeing two young people be happy and get married can be hard for you, but make sure to try and enjoy it.
Thank you. I'll make sure to enjoy my son's big moments.
What do you mean, your son's big moments?
Ah, yes. I am going to try and thoroughly enjoy the wedding as the mother of the groom. The seat for the groom's parents is a little bit far away from the seats prepared for the people from the company. But I'll make sure to try my best to be just as excited as them.
Wait just a minute. Mother of the groom? No way. You're lying. You can't be telling the truth right now. That means that you're Ken's mother? There is absolutely no way that that's even possible.
Well, apparently there is a way that it's possible. Did you not hear anything from Ken? I believe he already informed you that his mother would come about an hour and a half before the wedding in order for everyone to be introduced to each other.
Yes, he told me that. That's why you came early? You're here because he wants to introduce you? It's not because you got the time wrong. You didn't misread the invitation or anything?
You're not the only one surprised, Mary. Honestly, it's hard to swallow that the person that my only son decided to marry was someone like you. Well, I guess I should have better checked things as well. Your invitation, for example. I already knew that the date would interfere with my son's wedding, so I barely decided to even read it. If only I decided to actually read it, I would have realized all about this long beforehand.
No, this is a lie. You're lying to me. There is no way that you, Kim, are Ken's mother. I don't want to believe it. I can't believe it.
You're not the only one who wants to think this is some bad dream. All the stories that I've heard about you from Ken were completely false. Honestly, I think he's been living in a fantasy world with how different you and the Mary he's been telling me about are.
What do you mean by that?
This is how Ken described you. She's very cute and a great woman who is serious about her job. He even went as far to say that we'd hit it off right away. But, sorry to say, that is so far away from the truth it's hard to really put into words. Serious about your job? In what way? You hate your job and do everything you can to get out of it. You push other people around in the workplace, making them do your work. You even look down on almost all your coworkers. In what world is a person who does that all the time a great woman? I'll never know.
No! Please don't tell Ken anything about that. Keep it a secret. I don't want Ken to know what I'm like at the workplace. Please don't tell him anything like that.
Oh, keep it a secret. Why would you keep a secret from your partner? In a marriage, there are no secrets, so this is something that needs to be put out into the open.
If he finds out that all the things that I've been telling him are lies, he'll never forgive me. I know that I've been acting extra nice when around him, and I always tried to look like a great match for him. Which is why he thinks that I'm some big-time department head at my company.
Department head? What?
At first, I didn't mean to start telling any lies. But as I started listening to Ken and what he had to say, I tried matching up to him in the conversation, and eventually, I ended up saying that I was the head of the departments at my company. So in his eyes, I'm a super competent company worker that's always doing their best at work. Even the income that he thinks I have is several orders of magnitude more than what it really is. So please don't tell him any of this.
You've really lied yourself into a corner, haven't you? The lies that you've told aren't just little exaggerations. They're the equivalent to fraud.
But I really wanted to marry Ken, so I just said whatever I thought would make him like me. I thought that I would never be able to meet a good guy like him again. He's managerial level in his company. He has money, and even with all of that, he's so nice. Why wouldn't I do all I can to make sure that I don't miss my chance with him?
Those are not good reasons for making up so many lies like you did.
But if he never found out about any of those things, then all would have been good, right? I would have just had to make him let me become a housewife. Then he wouldn't have found out anything. Why did his mother have to be you? What did I do to deserve this? I never thought that I would be found out in this way.
I mean, even if I wasn't the mother, you would have been found out. You invited so many of your company workers to your wedding. As far as risk management, you haven't done a single thing in order to not be found out. You're basically plastering liar on your own forehead.
I mean, there was nothing that I could do about that. Ken was talking about how he was going to invite all the people from the department he heads to the wedding. It would have been way too strange if I didn't do the same thing with the people I work with.
I can't tell if you're actually trying to plan any of this, or if you're simply haphazardly making strange promises.
Please don't reveal anything to Ken. He can't know the truth. Please help me, Kimberly. I never knew that you were his mother. I never would have said those things if I knew.
Oh, I'm sorry, Mary, but I'm just a lonely 52-year-old grandma. But since I have nothing else, no matter what, I want my son's wedding to be truly happy, without any forms of deceit. Which is exactly why I am going to go and tell my son all about you and the lies you've been telling until now. At that point, if he still chooses to marry you, then so be it.
What?
So if you'll excuse me, I'll be heading to see the groom.
Hey Mom, sorry for you having to come all the way for the wedding, only for it to end up getting cancelled.
There is nothing for you to apologize for, sweetie. At least since you were able to inform the people just in time before the wedding that it was canceled, you were able to avoid at least some of the hassle that could have happened.
I mean, yeah, if you were to look at the bright side, then yeah, I guess.
So were you able to properly talk to Mary about all these things?
Yeah, we ended up using the waiting room of the reception hall and talked about everything there. We talked pretty intensely for a while there, but I still can't wrap my head around everything. I mean, the person that I thought I've been dating up until now, and the person that she really was way too different.
I can understand that. It seems like she was putting on quite the act whenever she was with you.
Looking back on it now, how she would constantly swat away any attempts to talk about work, it was a big sign. However, she would constantly talk about not wanting to mix business with personal life. Honestly, I thought it was pretty admirable, someone who is able to make such a distinct line between work and personal life.
I can see that.
Not only that, but I thought that she was actually pretty good at cooking and cleaning as well, so I just kind of assumed that she was like the perfect girlfriend. But only to realize that her job, her personality, and almost everything was just one big lie. Even the food that she made was just store-bought food that she put on a plate and served. As far as the cleaning, apparently her parents would come by once a month and clean everything for her.
What? Her parents would come and clean?
I'm actually starting to hate myself for not seeing any of this. If I had thought about it a little more, none of this would have fallen through the cracks. But not until you told me on the day of the wedding did I finally realize who she was.
Oh, honey, don't beat yourself up about it. Just be glad that you found all this out before you actually registered her as family.
I guess you're right about that. For now, I'm going to try and look at it like a blank slate. Just forget about all of the wedding preparations and everything. As for actually bringing her into the family, I'm going to think that over as well.
I think that would be a good idea as well. But honey, know this. No matter what you choose, I'll be supporting you 100%. So please, do whatever it is that you truly think will make you happy.
Thanks, Mom. All right, when things calm down, I'll talk to you again.
Kim! What have you done to me? On the day of the wedding, at the church, he came and made us cancel the wedding. He even broke up with me. He threw me away saying that he'll never want to marry me.
That looks like what happened, huh? I just got a message from Ken a little bit ago about the whole thing.
Not only did he break up with me, but he also is asking for me to pay him money. Saying that my lies are the reason why everything went down the drain and that I should take responsibility. He wants me to pay back everything for the ceremony that we were going to have.
Why are you talking like you're angry? I mean, isn't it obvious that he would want you to pay him back for what you did? With your constant lies, you fooled my beautiful baby boy into almost marrying you. You should be taking responsibility for almost ruining his life.
Stop messing with me, Kim! If none of my lies were found out, then no one would have known that I was fooling him or anything. But you went ahead and told Ken everything. You ratted me out to your own son. You're the reason that the wedding was called off. You're the reason that he broke up with me. Everything is your fault. So why don't you take the responsibility for ruining my life?
You've got quite the imagination going, don't you?
There is no way that I have anywhere near that amount of money for the wedding. So I'll just have you pay for it all. It's all your fault anyway. You're just some old grandma that doesn't have any need for money, right? What are you going to use the money for? I heard from your son that you received a ton of money from your husband after the divorce.
I mean, yeah, I received a good amount of money from the divorce settlement. But that in no way means that I have any obligation to pay in your stead for a canceled wedding. If you don't have enough money to pay for the wedding, then why don't you just ask that you pay him back in installments? Also, in order to actually pay any of it back, you really should hurry up and come into work. You've been taking unannounced time off since the wedding was canceled.
Shut up! How do you expect me to come into the office when all of this has happened? I was going on and on about how I was going to marry into a rich family to all our coworkers, but then this happened. Not only that, but we canceled the wedding the day of. There is nothing more embarrassing than this. There is no way that I can go into work like this.
So, what you're saying is, you're going to have to quit. Is that right? I mean, I can take that as your resignation letter if you'd like.
What? What are you saying? Take that as my resignation letter? Why would you do something like that? You're just some 52-year-old grandma. You have no right to take resignation letters.
Well, as of today's promotion to the department head, I now do have that right.
No, that can't be true.
Well, with my new duties, I have been tasked with the restructuring of the department. In fact, right now I am thinking about who needs to be cut from the company. Which is why I should inform you that people who take unannounced vacations and don't show up to work are, in my opinion, due to be fired.
You're a liar. Please stop. If I get fired, I'll have no way of being able to pay for the wedding or anything.
Then would you please stop crying to yourself at home and come into work? As department head, I'm not going to allow any of my workers to laze about when they should be working.
What?
Maybe it's because I'm just some sad 52-year-old single divorcee. Who knows? But since I have to use this job as a way to live, I'm going to put my all into it. I'm also going to make sure that all my underlings do the exact same as well. Everyone who works for me is going to properly work.
But no! How could this be happening?
All right, final warning, Mary. If you don't come into work tomorrow, I'll take that as your resignation. Also, as for the wedding bill that you're going to be paying off, I'll make sure to send your best to my son. I'm saying this as not your boss, but your ex-prospective mother-in-law. The next day, Mary had eventually come into work, crying. But she did actually apologize to everyone at the office. She actually told everyone she was sorry for causing everyone so much trouble on the day of her wedding. The whole story of her wedding being canceled spread throughout the whole company, not just our department. Her fear of everyone looking down upon her was now a reality. Also, ever since she started working under me, she never did seem to get back to normal. But to give her credit, in order to actually pay off the wedding. She didn't miss a day and turned into a pretty good worker. As for my son, he seems to be turned off of the idea of marriage for now, saying that he wants to focus on his job. He's actually become a prospective CEO and is starting to make headlines in online news media. In light of all this, Mary even tried to reestablish a connection between the two. However, my son decided to wisely ignore any and all contact with her.
Thank you for watching. Please don't forget to like and subscribe. See you in the next one. Mom, where are you and what are you doing? Are you out shopping? You're supposed to be at home. What do you want? I'm busy right now. What do I want? Wow. Did you really just ask me that? I'm coming home today, remember? We talked about it before. Oh, was that supposed to be today? It completely slipped my mind. Go figure. Yeah, I just got here to the house and you're not around. We're outside and we can't get in. What are you doing? Why aren't you here? I'm over at Rodney's place right now. That's why. You're at Rod's place? Why? You're supposed to be here today. I told you before that I'm bringing my fiancé home today to meet you. Please don't tell me that you don't remember that conversation. I asked you a long time ago to make sure that you were at home today so that you can meet him. You said you'd write it in your calendar. Well, what can I say? I wanted to see your brother today, so I came over to his place. You shouldn't be surprised by this. You should know by now that I always prioritize him over you. It's the way it always has been and will be. And anyway, I needed to bring him some of the fried chicken that I just made. He's so busy lately, ever since he got that great job at that big multinational company. But you wouldn't understand how that is, would you? That's not the world that you live in. He needs to eat so he can keep up his strength and become a star at that company. My Rodney, future CEO. It's funny that you should say that, Mom, but you and I talked about today and agreed a long time ago. Meh, it's not that important for me to meet this guy of yours anyway. I'm not really that interested in getting involved in your boring life. You never have anything exciting to share, like getting hired at a world-class company. Yes, I'm painfully aware of the fact that you're not interested in me in my life. You've made that crystal clear to me ever since I can remember. But it's really not too much to ask for you to at least just keep your promise to me for once as my mother. Oh, good grief. You're talking like I always break my promises or something. Don't exaggerate so much. But that's exactly what you do. You break promises to me and you prioritize Rod. Always. Even back when I was in school, you never came to my parent-teacher conferences, but you always went to Rod's. Rod is always the priority for you. Always. And what's wrong with prioritizing my amazing son who's outstanding in every way? If I don't root for him, who will? Heaven knows he's been an achiever ever since he was a baby. Unlike you. Sometimes I just can't even believe that you two both are related to me. The fact of the matter is that your father isn't around anymore and your brother has a promising and prosperous future ahead of him. I'd be stupid not to favor him over you. After all, he's obviously the one who's going to look after me in my old age. Wow. Tell me how you really feel, Mom. I'd say that I'm hurt, but that ship has sailed a long time ago. Anyway, this fiancé of yours is just that guy that you've been dating ever since high school, right? That same guy. That public school you went to was so full of mediocre unachievers. I don't expect this fiancé of yours will be any different. You're the one who made me go to that school. It wasn't my choice. Of course I did. It was a purely economic decision.
I couldn't afford to send both you and Rodney to elite private schools. I had to prioritize, and that's what I did. So Rodney went to a prep school, and we sent you to the cheap school. If I'm honest, I have to say that I thought spending any money at all on your education was a waste because we needed to make sure that Rodney had all the resources that he needed to succeed. But your father insisted that we spend at least some money on your schooling, too. Yeah. And as soon as he was gone, you stopped helping with anything at all and took all of the inheritance and life insurance money for yourself. Hey! You should be thanking me for even paying for your first year of college. You're welcome! I mean, in the end, you ended up holding down a job and paying your own way through the last 3 years of college. That's what we should have made you do from the start. If we had done that, my retirement years would be far more comfortable than they have been, that's for sure. And just what is that supposed to mean? What I mean is, the first year of tuition we paid using the money your father left us would have been better spent on my comfortable retirement. Oh, I see. What you're forgetting to include in that whole scenario is how your sloppy spending habits and poor planning caused so much of that money to disappear. Don't be so impudent. You don't know what you're talking about. And that's why I can't stand you. You have zero respect for your elders. Zero! Your brother, bless his heart, understands how important that is. But somehow you've never had a clue about respect. Ugh, I'm done with this conversation. I don't appreciate being berated like this when it's you who broke your promise today. So, you have no interest in meeting my fiancé. Is that correct? Correct! Why would I want to do that? What's in it for me? Nothing, that's what. I'm sure he's just another mediocre loser from that high school you went to anyway. And that's just one more example of your disrespect and disregard for me. Couldn't you do better than that? I mean, you don't even care enough about me to find yourself a husband with some money so that I can be comfortable. If you want more money, how about getting a job? Have you never considered that option? It's a commonly accepted practice. And why should I have to get a job? I had a job that I did for nearly 20 years. I raised you and your brother and took care of the both of you from birth. Now it's time for you to take care of me for a change. This is how it's supposed to be. What are you even talking about? You should hear yourself. You sound completely bitter and unhinged. You and your brother taking care of me in my old age is the way it's supposed to be. So get with the program and start sending me my monthly allowance. I'll be staying here at Rodney's place from now on. It's been decided, so I'm letting you know. Huh? You're moving in with him? When did that happen? That's right. I'm selling the house and moving in with him. His condo has plenty of room for me and he understands how to respect his mama. You can learn a thing or two from your brother. You can get back in my good graces by starting up that monthly allowance for me. I'm willing to forgive and forget if you do that. $2,000 per month will do nicely, thank you very much. Huh? Good graces? $2,000 a month? You must be joking. Yes, $2,000 a month from you will be sufficient for my needs, and it's the least that you can do for me after all the sacrifices I made for you. After all, I won't actually be living with you or anything, so… Just the money is all you need to do, thanks. As a repayment for all my years of hard work taking care of you, you brat. You're fine with that, right? Of course you are. At any rate, Rodney and I have errands to run now, so this will all just have to wait until next time. Wow. And I can see that there's no point in me and my fiancé waiting around here for you anymore, too. So, we'll be leaving now. Hey, Cindy. You brought your fiancé home with you today to meet Mom, didn't you? I told Mom that she should go home and meet you guys since she came all this way, but she just wouldn't do it. Sorry. I tried. You know how she is. Meh, it's not your fault. I know you tried. She would have been at your place with you no matter what I did or didn't do, so I shouldn't have been surprised. Yeah, that's probably true. Not surprising, but not really acceptable either. But today was a shock. She just showed up here suddenly without any warning. And not just that. She also had her own key to my place when she came in. She just unlocked the door and walked right in. She has her own key to your condo? Yeah, and it was really bad timing too. I was planning to have my girlfriend come over to Netflix and chill all weekend, but then Mom just barged in with her own key and we had to cancel the whole thing. Thanks, Mom.
Wait, Mom just showed up and camped out there even though you had your girlfriend there with you? Seriously?
Yes. She and I were both totally freaked out when the door suddenly opened. I thought she was going to faint, she was so upset.
That's ridiculous! Where does that lady get off?
I know, right? It looks like she must have taken a key last time she was here and then went and had a duplicate made.
Was your girlfriend okay after that? Mom has always caused problems with you and the other women in your life, hasn't she? I remember a bunch of ludicrous stuff that she's done.
Yeah, and it looked like she was getting ready to do it again, starting to talk in that tone of voice to her. So I sent her home immediately with apologies. I hope she doesn't dump me over this.
Jeez, I hope not too. Sorry that happened to you guys. Mom had no rights.
Mom's gotten a little power hungry since Dad died, don't you think?
Yeah, no question about that. Honestly, it's always been bad for me, even when Dad was still around. But since he passed, it's definitely gotten worse. You know, yesterday she told me, no, she ordered me to start sending her $2,000 a month.
Are you serious? $2,000 a month? That's completely absurd.
Yeah. And you know what else she said?
I am afraid to ask.
She said that she's selling the house and moving in with you. I won't even ask you if you agreed to that because I already know the answer. So in other words, she thinks that you're taking care of her and I'm giving her $24,000 a year. What do you think about that, little brother?
She thinks she's going to live with me? That's the first I've heard about that. I don't like that idea at all. Not one bit.
Yeah, that's what I thought. She's so predictable. I had a feeling that she was getting way ahead of herself with all of that, and it looks like I was right.
I've been thinking that I'm going to renovate the place sometime soon and have my girlfriend move in, but maybe that's not such a good idea. We definitely don't need Mom being a third wheel, that's for sure. And why does she need to move in with anybody? She's not poor. She still has all that money that Dad left her.
If you're talking about the insurance money, that's all gone, apparently.
What? That was a lot of money. How did that happen? And you and I even relinquished our claim to any of that cash because she told us to. She got all of it and now it's all gone?
Uh-huh. You know as well as I do that she has no money skills and she can't stick to a budget.
Ugh, I can't even. She is just unbelievable.
You know, she talks a lot about how important family and respect for one's elders are, but for my own part, I think I've more than repaid what little she ever did for me.
I agree with you on that, sis. She's a hypocrite and she's always treated you terribly. You know, lately she's been buying stuff online with my credit card info. Can you believe that?
Oh, she's doing that to you too? You don't say.
Wait, you too?
Yep. I'm pretty sure that she got my credit card info when I went back home to visit Dad's grave for the first time after the funeral.
Unbelievable! The nerve of this woman!
Uh-huh. And when I canceled that credit card, she called me up and gave me an earful, telling me that I was ungrateful and selfish. I honestly don't know if I want to have any connection to her anymore at all. I mean, what do I get out of it except frustration and hassles?
Really? I've been thinking the exact same thing. There's just no positive aspect to her at all. She insists on bringing food over here all the time. Food that I didn't ask for and that I actually don't even like, which she should know by now is my mother. I need to think about how to handle things with her from now on. I can't just let things go on like this indefinitely. It's bad for my mental health, bad for my bank account, and bad for my love life.
Anyway, let's talk about happier things. I want to send you your wedding invitation soon, so keep an eye out for it.
Oh, did you nail down the time and place and everything? That's great. And is it okay if I bring my girlfriend? I'll pay for her if it's an issue.
Of course you can bring her. She's more than welcome, and don't even think about paying for her. I wouldn't dream of making you do that. As long as you think she'll fit in with the other guests.
She's a coworker of mine, and she's a really great girl.
Well, okay then. By all means, bring her as your +1, little brother.
Thanks, sis.
My pleasure. And I'll let you know about the wedding rehearsal and dinner, too. Your attendance at both of those is mandatory. I doubt that Mom is going to be at either of them, but you never know, I guess.
I know, right? Whatever. Don't worry. I'll be there even if she won't and Dad can't. I won't let you down. Ever.
Oh, Rod. I'm so thankful that I have a great brother like you. I'll be in touch soon, okay? Love you. And give my best wishes to your lady. I'm looking forward to meeting her soon.
Listen here, you! I'm your mother! What on earth do you think you're doing? Who do you think you are, kicking me out of your wedding?
Excuse me? I'm the one who should be asking you that. What on earth are you trying to do, showing up at my wedding dressed in black from head to toe like this is a funeral?
Hey, this is the perfect outfit for this occasion. It's much more appropriate for this tiny, poorly attended little wedding than anything colorful would be. This outfit is both elegant and a statement. What a somber little gathering this is.
Ugh. At any rate, you must at least have a clue that showing up to someone's wedding dressed for a funeral is just completely unacceptable. So to answer your question, that's why you were kicked out.
What's unacceptable is kicking your mother out of your wedding. Now let me back in right this second.
You will not be allowed back in as long as you're dressed like that. Period.
Huh! What does it matter how I'm dressed anyway? This itty-bitty little wedding isn't going to be remembered by anyone. There's barely anyone here. What a joke. You two won't even be able to fill your car's trunk with the wedding gifts from this tiny gathering. Are you both really that clueless? Do you really not know what a wedding is for? You have to invite tons of people to your wedding and get tons of expensive gifts and money. That's how you make a profit when you get married.
Wow, that's amazing advice coming from the one guest who didn't give us a gift. A total lack of self-awareness.
Hey, I'm your mother, an honored guest, and I don't need to bring anything. All I need to do is enjoy the wedding and the food.
You're unbelievable. You know that? You never run out of self-serving excuses for your behavior. You play the mother card now for free food, but you couldn't be bothered to show up at the rehearsal dinner or any other time our two families got together. And if you cared enough to participate at all in any of that, you would know that we always intended to only invite close family to share this occasion with us. We didn't want to have a bunch of strangers here for this special occasion. That's why it's a small gathering.
That's the stupidest thing I've ever heard. Having a bunch of strangers here is how you rake in the gifts and cash. Ugh, this tiny little affair just completely destroys my plan to take half of what you two rake in.
Excuse me? You were thinking that you'd get 50% of what we get in gifts?
Yeah, but then I saw the puny scale of this affair and I mistook it for a funeral. So now you know why I'm dressed the way I am. I'm mourning the lost opportunity to profit.
Wow. I have to ask you, do you even know who I'm marrying today? I bet you don't.
Huh? Of course I do.
No, you don't. Do you, you liar? And why would you? I mean, you couldn't be bothered to show up and meet him or his family, right?
He's just some underachieving classmate of yours from that mediocre high school that you went to. I know that much.
Wrong. He and I have known each other since high school, but he didn't go to my school. That's strike one.
What's that supposed to mean? Then how do you know him? I bet it was a random hookup when you were drunk or something. He and I met at an SAT prep course for your information. You probably don't remember that I took that course because you thought it was a waste of money to let me take the course, but Dad disagreed and he quietly paid for it for me. Well, wherever you met him, he's obviously the kind of man who could only afford a teensy-weensy little wedding. Like I said, a loser with no money. What's your point? Oh, right. So I guess you consider the eldest son of a wealthy and successful businessman to be a loser with no money? Oh, what did you say? Come again? Wealthy. A successful businessman. You must be pulling my leg. Not at all. Barry's dad is the founder and CEO of a very successful company. And it's a company that you've definitely heard of. Barry works there too, and he's being groomed to be the next CEO when his father steps down. Oh, and also, he's Rod's boss. Well, actually, he's Rod's boss's boss. And that's why you've definitely heard of the company. What? What are you saying? And that's why we only wanted family at this wedding. If we didn't do that, Barry would have had to invite the whole company and then some. Wait, I don't understand. It's really simple, Mom. Barry's dad, my future father-in-law, is the founder and CEO of the company that Rod works at. Get it? And Barry will be the next CEO someday. If he wants to be, that is. For now, though, he works in the same department as Rod, and he's basically Rod's boss's boss. I don't believe it. You're trying to make me look stupid. Hey, I know. I was surprised too when Barry told me that he was going to be Rod's boss. So you're saying that your Barry really is the heir apparent to the CEO position in that entire company? Yes, but none of that matters to you, obviously. He's just a poor, underachieving loser, right? You said so yourself, numerous times. It doesn't matter. To me, he's an amazing guy from an amazing family, and I'm lucky that I found him. And you're about to marry into that amazing, rich family. Well, I guess that's one way to look at it. And of course, that's how you see it. You're so predictable. Well done, my little girl. I'm so proud of you. You're a real chip off the old block. You've not only set yourself up, you've set your mother up beautifully, too. No. You and I are finished, so you can forget about any of that. That's not how this is going to play out. Huh? What do you mean? We're family. I really have had all that I can take of your constant selfish money grubbing and scheming. So we're cutting you out of our lives. Completely. As of today, you are no longer our mother. We? What do you mean, we? What do you mean, our mother? Alrighty then. We're about to get started with the ceremony here, so I have to run. Wait a minute. Just wait 1 second. Oh, also, just FYI, the staff here at the chapel and at the reception venue have all been informed that you are not to be allowed entry, and they have your photo. You won't be able to come in, so don't even waste your time trying to sneak past them. That will not work. That's absurd! You can't have a wedding without the bride's parents there! I have Rod here and Dad is watching from heaven. I don't need you. Wait a minute! You can't just shut me out! Stop ignoring me and answer my calls! You owe me an explanation! What is it? What do you want? I thought I made everything perfectly clear. I'm about to go on my honeymoon, so... How can you treat your family like this? This is just beyond the pale. You need to be asking yourself that question, ma'am. And more importantly, where has your brother disappeared to? Rod? I have no idea. Why do you ask? I went to his condo and they told me that he doesn't live there anymore. They said he moved out and left no forwarding address. Yep, That's right. And that was smart of him. Huh? You knew about this? Why would he do this? Yep. He moved out of there the day before the wedding. I knew all about it. He moved into a new place with his girlfriend. You know, the one that he brought to the wedding with him. That place was pretty small, and it was fine for him as a bachelor's pad, but he wanted a bigger place to share with the love of his life. What? Why am I the last to know about this? Maybe it's because he cut you off too, just like I have? That's ridiculous. Is it? If you knew where he moved to, you'd be suddenly showing up there on the weekends, barging in on him with your spare key that you made without asking him and bringing him food that he didn't ask for or even like. Oh, and let's not forget, using his credit cards like they belong to you. You and your selfish, inconsiderate behavior were a constant bother to him. Oh, shut up. What's wrong with a mother looking in on her son once in a while? Rod is an adult and so am I. You claim to be a concerned mother, but the reality is that all you're doing is looking for opportunities to mooch off of us. Are you even a little embarrassed using your children's credit cards without permission to shop online? There's nothing wrong with that. Any good kid would do that for their mother. Both Rod and I have done more than enough for you. We're done being your kids, since it only means constantly being taken advantage of by you. You have a roof over your head and you're still young enough to earn a living on your own. You're healthy and you're not disabled, so make your own money. This will be a great opportunity for you to hopefully, finally understand the value of the money that Dad left us when he passed, and how hard he worked to make that money. Going back to work at my age? That's ridiculous! I can't be expected to live like that. However things play out for you from now on is up to you. So I suggest a more positive and constructive attitude. I should be the one living with Rodney, not that flavor of the month floozy. You mean Lisa? Oh, I met and chatted with her before the wedding. She's number 2 in the accounting department at that company, and she's clearly really smart and a hard worker. She's an accountant? Yeah, it's an office romance, apparently. Barry and I don't work together, but I'm kind of jealous of Rod and Lisa. Their situation seems so romantic. But I can't complain. I already resigned to stay home and be a housewife. I think that'll be nice for a change. Are you telling me that not only Barry, but both Rod and his girlfriend are also working at that great big company? They must be making a lot of money between the two of them. There you go, showing your true colors again. I had a plan. I was going to live out my remaining years with Rod, my beloved son. Well, I guess if he marries that girl, I'll just have to move in with the two of them. Yeah, that's not happening. Rod has no intention of living with you. He told me that himself. In fact, he told me that he doesn't even plan to let you know when he gets married. What? Why? Why? Maybe he doesn't want his mother showing up at his wedding dressed for a funeral. I mean, who would want to take that risk after seeing what you did at my wedding? But that was... unforgivable. That was unforgivable. That's the word that you're looking for. Look, you had no interest in my wedding in the first place, at least until you decided that you wanted free food. And you never had any interest before that in me as a person, or as your daughter. So you really don't need to apologize or make excuses now. There's nothing to do about any of it other than what I'm already doing, which is saying goodbye. Wait a minute now. I know that I speak for both Rod and myself when I say thank you for bringing us both into this world. But it's crystal clear that the time has come for us to go our separate ways. That's obviously better for everyone involved. So, this is goodbye. Wait, just a second. I'm fine with living with you. It doesn't have to be with Rodney. I'll sell the house and live with you and Barry. I can help out when you get pregnant and I'll take care of the grandkids and... No, that won't be necessary. But it is necessary! It is! You're going to have to make things work on your own from now on. But the credit cards have all been canceled! How am I supposed to go shopping now? You'll have to do it with your own money, I guess. can't work. I'm telling you, I just can't be expected to do that. You're perfectly capable of working, and you can absolutely find a job if you're not too picky. As tough and stubborn as you are, I'm sure you'll make it work. You're going to have to. But, honey, you have to know that your duty to me as your mother is just starting. Ugh. Anyway, we need to get to the airport, so... Wait, please. Are you and Rodney both seriously going to just cut me loose? Leave me twisting in the wind. He's not answering my calls or texts either. You marry into that much money and then you just disown your mother. You two can't do this to me. I'm your flesh and blood. Soon after that, both my brother and I blocked her number and deleted her from our contacts. We also made sure that she wouldn't be able to track us down any other way. She showed up at Mary's and Rod's office, but the security guards there were already aware of the situation and they kept her from entering the building. As of the time of my writing this, she is currently working bagging groceries at the neighborhood supermarket and continuing to look for my brother and me so that she can try to get some financial help from us. She is prone to complaining about her lot in life and so is disliked by most of the people she works with, who are much younger than her and, not surprisingly, don't enjoy listening to the rantings of a bitter old lady. Thanks for watching all the way to the end. If you enjoyed it, please remember to click the like button. If you didn't, feel free to give us your opinion in the comments section below. Also, please follow our channel. Your opinions and comments keep us going. We have many more videos that we're sure you'll enjoy, so please check them all out. See you in the next video!
Hey, sis! I just heard the craziest news. Mom told me that you got a boyfriend. Is she just messing with me, or is it true? Knowing you, it's hard to believe you got a boyfriend. That's why I thought I'd ask you.
That certainly came out of nowhere. I don't know why you'd care so much about this. But you heard right. He asked to go out with me, and I said yes.
No way! Not only did you get a boyfriend, he asked you?
Can you stop acting so surprised? It's not like I'm undateable just because I didn't date much in the past.
But this is your first boyfriend! Do you even know how many people had their first one by now? With how old you were getting without a boyfriend to your name, I was thinking it was impossible for you. And from what Mom told me about him, he's younger than you. How'd you manage that?
You're acting like I'm in my 40s. I'm only 25 years old, and he's only a year younger than me.
But you know what that means, right? It means that he's the same age as me.
Now that you mention it, it would make him that old. Not sure why that's important, though.
You've got to let me meet him. There's so much I want to ask him.
Yeah, no thanks. I'd rather not do that.
But why not? What's the problem with letting your family meet your boyfriend?
First of all, we haven't been dating for more than a month. I'm not set on him or anything. Secondly, I know what you're up to. You're trying to see if he's your type.
My type? I don't know what you're talking about.
I know you, Abigail. I know how you're obsessed with having the perfect boyfriend. You don't respect boundaries either. You'd go as far as using your friends to steal their boyfriends. Even if you already had a boyfriend, you'd drop him at the drop of a hat if you saw someone else you were interested in.
You know it isn't that simple. I'm just trying to find the right guy for me.
Sorry, but I think most people don't have to resort to sabotaging their friends just to get what they want.
What's wrong with me trying to get what I want? Don't get mad just because I won't settle for just any guy.
I'm not mad, I'm disappointed. I thought you were better than that.
Oh, give me a break. I don't need to hear this.
Don't worry, I'm almost done talking with you. Just let me make something clear. I'm not going to let you meet my boyfriend unless you stop what you're doing. I don't need your drama in my life.
If you're not going to let me meet him, at least send me a picture.
That's not happening. Anyway, I'm going to go now. See ya.
You have to let me meet him sometime, Rebecca. It's only a matter of time. Oh, Rebecca! You'll never guess what's going on today. You know how I'm going to my high school reunion? There's going to be this guy there I think you'd know.
I don't know who I'd know that would be at your high school reunion. Most of my friends are my age or older.
But you're forgetting about someone in particular. Someone important to you. I knew that I had to meet him. I have so many questions on what he was like. And after I meet him, I might even make him mine. I'll have to see what I think of him first, though.
Who are you talking about? And whatever happened to your current boyfriend? Didn't you tell me a few weeks ago that you finally found the perfect guy?
Oh, him? He was never good enough for me. I broke up with him a week ago.
Really? Even after bragging to me on how he was the ideal man and you were going to marry him?
I said that? I don't really even remember thinking that.
Look, Abigail, you've got to get your act together. You can't just get boyfriends only to dump them by the end of the month. You're going to get to a point where you wish you hadn't been so reckless.
Sorry, but I don't need advice from the girl who's only had one boyfriend up to now.
It doesn't matter how many boyfriends I've had. The point of having a boyfriend is to try to find someone to marry. My boyfriend proposed to me a few weeks ago. I never needed 30 boyfriends to find the one for me.
What? You got your boyfriend to propose?
Yes, and I said I'd marry him. I couldn't be more happy.
But how could this happen? I'm the one who's been putting all the effort into finding the right one for me. All you've done is stay with the same guy you've always been with. I don't know why he didn't break up with you. How does a girl like me lose to someone like you?
Marriage isn't a race, Abigail. I didn't even know you wanted to get married. Not when you've had more boyfriends than I can even count. I thought you were just in it for the fun.
I'm not dumping guys because I don't want to get married. It's because they can't meet my standards.
Knowing you, your standards are nothing short of absurd. You'll never get married if you don't start being more realistic.
I told you already I don't want your advice. I know what I'm doing, so stop telling me what to do.
Fine. It's your life. You can do what you want. But what were you even messaging me about in the first place? What's going to happen at the reunion?
It doesn't matter anymore. You'll figure it out soon enough anyways. I've got to get ready for the reunion. I don't have time for this. How are you feeling, Rebecca? I'll have you know that yesterday was the best night of my life.
You must have been up to something. I got a call from Mom asking if she knew where you were. Where were you all night? You really freaked Mom out when she called you and you wouldn't respond. Why didn't you at least message her where you were? You couldn't have been that busy.
Whatever. I'm fine, so there's not an issue.
That's not the problem here. The issue is that you left home and didn't come back until like 5 in the morning.
I was just having fun. Mom should have known that I was okay.
You really don't learn from your mistakes, do you?
Stop nitpicking me. You're being really annoying right now. I'm not here to listen to your advice. I'm here to tell you how last night went. I think you'll be really interested in what happened.
And what makes you think that?
You know your fiancé? Well, just like I thought, he was at the reunion. And after talking with him, I convinced him to ditch you and start going out with me. It was a piece of cake, too. Who would have thought I'd convince the love of your life to give up on you after one evening?
You're telling me that you saw my fiancé at your reunion and that you got him to be your boyfriend? Yeah, I don't know what happened last night, but I know for a fact that that didn't happen. My fiancé didn't even go to your high school. There's no way he'd be there.
No, I know that you're lying. I know it's hard to believe, but it's the truth. Kyle is going to be my boyfriend now. I'm sure you don't mind, though. I thought it would be harder, but when Mom told me about him, she gave me his name. And I remembered a guy named Kyle when I was in high school. I knew it had to be him. And when I arrived at the reunion, I saw him there. He was even better than I remembered. To think that you were dating someone so out of your league. How'd you get a guy like him to propose to you? Well, not that it matters anymore. He's going to dump you now that he has me.
So that's what you wanted to tell me about.
It's only been one night, but I know that he's the guy for me. I've been waiting to date a guy like this for years. It won't be long until he proposes to me instead. Don't worry, I'll let you know when that happens. I want you to have a front row seat at my wedding. You have to be there to see that.
I'm sure it will be a great wedding. Make sure to send me an invite.
You're sure acting all calm and collected for losing your fiancé. What's the matter? Is this too big of a shock that you can't even think clearly anymore? Tell me, what's it feel like to lose your fiancé to your sister after only one night? It's too bad for you. Kyle was your only chance of marriage. It'd be a miracle if you ever got another boyfriend. No hard feelings, though, all right? I won his heart fair and square, so don't think you can change his mind.
Sorry to burst your bubble, but I have no idea who you're talking about.
I'm talking about Kyle. And I know that you know Kyle. So stop pretending that everything is okay. I bet you're probably crying into your pillow right now.
I really don't know who Kyle is. So if you're wondering how I'm feeling, I'm doing just fine.
If you don't want to admit that you lost, that's fine. I'll have plenty of fun when I see you at our wedding.
That's pretty bold of you to think you'll marry this Kyle guy when you've never even been proposed to before. What makes you think you'll tie the knot with him when you've tossed away who knows how many men?
Because he's everything I want in a boyfriend. I know things will work out for us.
Good luck with that, then. I really don't care what happens with you and him.
If you say so. But it's only a matter of time before you have to admit that you lost. Get ready for Kyle to ditch you. He doesn't need you anymore. Okay, Rebecca, you're really being ridiculous now. I would have thought for sure you'd accept the truth by now, but now you're just being stubborn. How long is it going to take until you realize that you're wasting your time? Kyle is mine.
Wow. Are you still dating Kyle? What a surprise.
That's my line. What do you think you're doing? I was talking with Mom the other day, and she said you were still planning to marry Kyle. Did I not make myself clear last time we talked? Kyle is mine now. Even if he does end up marrying you, you have to know that he really loves me. He probably just wants to use you for your job. Don't you get that?
You're the one I don't get, Abigail. How are you still with Kyle after all this time? Didn't you find one fault in this Kyle guy and drop him like a bad date? Why are you still with him?
Because he's finally the right guy for me to marry. That's why I'm telling you to back off. That's why I don't want you to waste Kyle's time and get married to him. He doesn't love you, Rebecca. I don't know why you still can't understand that. Are you in denial or something? And to be honest, Kyle isn't the perfect guy. But I want to marry him for the benefits. I still have a few guys I like to play with when I'm looking for a little bit of fun.
I knew you had to be doing something like that. You're insatiable. You know that?
I'm not going to waste my life being with one guy. Life is too short to do that. And there's something else you need to know about Kyle. I know you'll back off if you know this.
And what might that be?
I'm pregnant with his kid. So I want you to break up with him already.
You're going to be a mom? Since when did you ever want kids?
I didn't want to go this far, but I had to do something to make you back off. And since Kyle is too stupid to do the right thing and throw you away, you forced my hand. I'm not going to let my loser sister get married before I do. I'm better than you in every way. And I'm definitely not letting you get married to a man like Kyle. Not when you're out of his league. So take a hint already and get lost.
Oh, don't worry. I'm not interested in any man that would go out with you. You can have this Kyle guy all to yourself. But can you confirm something for me first? Just how old is this Kyle guy?
How do you not know the own age of your own fiancé? Don't you remember telling me that he was the same age as me?
So he's the same age as you? Then that confirms it. My fiancé is 8 years older than me, Abigail. He's nowhere near your age.
Huh? But when Mom told me a while ago you were dating Kyle, you said he was a year younger than you.
His name was Lyle, not Kyle. And I broke up with him after a few months. I met my fiancé at work about 8 months ago. We've been seriously dating for about half a year now. So I have no idea who this Kyle guy is. What made you think he was dating me still anyway?
Because he told me that he knew you when I met him at the reunion. I asked all about you two.
Sorry, but either he's lying to you or he was dating someone with the same name. But knowing you, it must be the first option. I can't imagine you dating someone who isn't as terrible as you are. And why did you want to date a man that would ditch me after one night? What made you want a guy like that?
He said that he loved me. He said that he never met a girl as lovely as me.
Wait a second. There actually is a Kyle that I know, Abigail. Does his name happen to be Nelson?
So you do know who Kyle is?
Barely. I heard from our cousin Parker about this guy that was at his school. He went to the same reunion that you did a few months ago. He told me all about this scumbag of a guy who'd tell girls anything just to sleep with them. Then after having his fun, he'd ditch them and find someone else to take advantage of. And while I didn't remember his name, that line you said refreshed my memory. That line is the exact line he's used on so many girls. Parker told me the same line word for word.
So the guy that I'm with right now is planning to get rid of me?
How fitting! It looks like after all your years of using guys, you're finally getting your karma. It's about time if you ask me. You've played with so many people's hearts by now that you deserve this.
But I thought he cared about me. He was the guy that I finally wanted to marry. How could he ruin all of that? He was supposed to be loyal to me.
Didn't you say you were cheating on him as well? What makes you think you're the victim here?
I'm going to have his kid. He can't just get rid of me after we're going to have a family.
Does he even know that you're pregnant yet? Or did you not tell him?
I wanted to tell him after I was done bragging to you.
I thought you hadn't. A guy like him isn't going to stick around the second he figures that out. He'll be gone before you can even beg him to stay. He's not going to tie himself down for a girl like you. Anyways, I think I've had enough listening to all of your relationship drama. I've got to get back to planning things for my wedding. Don't expect a wedding invitation from me, though. I don't want anything to do with you. Especially not after you tried taking my fiancé just because you were interested. What kind of sister does that?
But I need your help, sis. I don't know what I'm going to do now that I'm pregnant. I was so set on marrying him that I didn't think this would be a problem. I don't want to be a mom. I only did all of this to try to get you to stay away.
Well, congratulations. You're getting exactly what you wanted. You won't be hearing from me ever again. So enjoy the last moments you get to spend with Kyle before he finds out you're pregnant. It's only a matter of time before he leaves you. It serves you right after the way you've treated your past boyfriends. I can't think of a better punishment for you. Anyhow, good talk, Abigail. Good luck raising a kid all on your own.
You can't abandon me, Rebecca. Not when I need your help. I don't know what to do anymore. I was supposed to be in control. So please, please don't ignore me.
Abigail really didn't want Kyle to leave her, even though she was cheating on him with other guys. She was so desperate to keep him around that she hid the pregnancy from him until he eventually found out. It's not like you can hide something like that forever. And just like I thought, the moment he knew, he was gone. Kyle just disappeared one day and never responded to Abigail's calls. It's like he never existed. And since Abigail hid the pregnancy for so long, she couldn't even get an abortion. She ended up giving the child to foster parents so she didn't have to take care of him. And ever since then, I don't think she's even had one boyfriend. The whole experience must have been so influential on her that it shook Abigail to her core. I don't know if she's ever going to date again after the trouble she got herself into. Which is probably for the best. She's hurt enough men with her self-centered behavior. It's about time she got the karma for all the people she's hurt. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed it, leave a like and subscribe to see more videos like this in the future. See you next time.